Maybe.
Drinking with Authors may contain adult content. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, everyone, to tonight's episode, or today, I don't know when the hell they air, episode of Drinking with Authors. I am your host, the author, Nick Savage. I am recovering from earlier recordings. It's fun times. As always, this episode and every episode is sponsored by Four Horsemen Publications. Number 4, Multiple Men, Four Horsemen Publications. Check them out at fourhorsemenpublications.com. I'm there, other authors are there, but an author who's not there is the author we're welcoming tonight. And the author tonight is Wes Cambron. And I'm going to say it wrong. He's going to correct me, but he's okay about that. Wes Cambron.
It's all
right?
good.
I got it.
Wes Cambron. Yes, sir. I'm proud of you, Nick. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I try. You are the author. As someone has said, it is vulgar, violent, and absolutely unhinged. Book 1 in the Unbalanced saga, Unbalanced and Unprepared. And for all the
That's
visual
correct.
people on YouTube, that is the cover right there for you.
Wow.
First of all, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I try and be.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Always. Let's start with, what are you drinking?
I am drinking out of my Give Me Power, I Beg of You, Dubois Chucky cup. I am drinking coffee, the cold brew style, with Snickers creamer. And I have a clear straw so you can see it.
If you like syrup for your coffee, you'd have to add regular creamer, but Mateo's brand syrup. I don't get sponsored by them, but we could be.
You should be.
We're looking for, coffee sponsors, drink sponsors. Mateo's syrup, it's sugar-free for anyone listening who can't do sugar. Tastes wonderful. They have so many different flavors, and one of them actually not quite Snickers, but tastes like a Twix.
Like a Twix, you say? Well, like then it will have some competition.
Yeah. They also have like toasted marshmallow and a whole bunch of other ones that they have sitting on my counter, and they are wonderful. I'm just drinking some Golden Monkey iced tea. And if you don't know what Golden Monkey is, imagine black tea that tastes good and really strong. And then
do they have a beer that tastes like banana too?
They may.
I swear I might have heard that. I might have seen it somewhere. Many years ago when I was a young man in my party days, which is what young Damien is. Nice segue there.
Well, okay, tell us about the book. Tell us about the saga of the book. What led you to create it? Give us the whole background, 911. All yours.
Well, I'm glad you asked, Nick. So Unbalanced Unprepared is book 1 of the Unbalanced saga, which features Damien here. Damien Wolfman is a human raised by werewolves and is set here in Orlando. And this one, the first one, is where he basically investigates a nightclub owned by vampires because tourists go missing. And we don't want that to happen during tourist season because we need that here or else we become a swamp again. Little known fact nobody asked for. But we need Damien to stop those vampires from kidnapping the tourist. He's also, for those who are romance readers, he is trying to woo a plus-size Valkyrie who thinks he's a dweeb. So you have a little bit of everything for everybody in there.
Representation matters. And I think that if that is mentioned, especially at signings, you are going to attract more reader base on stuff like that. So thank you for representing the plus-size readers there for you.
There's also neurodivergence. Damien is untreated ADHD because when I was diagnosed with ADHD later in life, I realized that there is not that many representation of the neurodivergent folk. So I wanted someone who channeled my thoughts, and so far all the ARC readers have said they feel seen when they have that issue as well.
Neurodivergence is something that I think needs to be represented, especially the ADHD. And it's very hard to write ADHD because, well, ADHD is unfocused in certain aspects, and being able to write it in a focused way can be a little difficult. So thank you for representing all. I am undiagnosed, but anyone who knows me knows that that's just a formality on the undiagnosed thing there. No, thank you very much for that. Now, in the description, you said that living in the most magical place on earth, which is an allusion, as anyone knows, to a kingdom we can't mention by name because of copyright and all that stuff. And then they'll make us,
Oh, I
cease and
know.
desist.
Oh, it was real fun. Not my editor is like, "Don't say these names." I'm like, "But I have to," but I couldn't. It gets real fun in book 2 when I haven't edited yet because the editor has not strangled me, so I'm still alive, thankfully. But the first 3 chapters of book 2 is set during Halloween Horror Nights in Universal. So how I'm going to have to, say without saying those words are going to be real fun for me.
Well, Universal tends to be okay on their representation in the books and stuff like that. They don't have as
That's
big
good
of
to
an
hear.
issue as the Big D. Um,
The mousetrap is a mousetrap for a reason.
yeah, the Cult of the Mouse is definitely got more of that. And hey, they're just looking out for their own and everything like that, proper representation and in their way and everything like that. But if you're running a place called Halloween Horror Nights that is as scary and graphic and stuff as it is, they're not overly worried about it. They don't have the same kind of reputation to protect in terms of how they're represented outside, as long as it's not slander. Whereas the other place,
no.
a lot of that. But it is referenced then. It is referenced.
Yes.
There are, yes.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's set here in Orlando. As a such Floridian, you can't really say anything without referencing either park. That we
No.
live in its shadow. I mean, if it wasn't for the mousetrap, we would be a swamp, and I say that endearly because it was in fact a swamp until Uncle Walt showed up, and then of course everyone else showed up afterwards.
Well, and then he ended up buying all the land from Earl Bronson, which is what the Memorial Highway 192 is named after. And the land he bought from Earl Bronson is what made most of that kingdom. And of course, it's referenced as being in Orlando. It's actually in Kissimmee. But
True.
I mean, I grew up outside Chicago where Six Flags Great America is Chicago, and it's in Gurnee. It's a good 40 minutes away from Chicago. But it's, it's
reasons.
Yeah. So it's just.
But I will drink to that. That's some solid history right there, Nick. I'll drink to that.
It's an educational podcast tonight, folks.
It is. We're everything.
As I'm trying to inhale as I talk. You can't do that. You can't drink while talking. It doesn't work well. I swear to God. So let's talk about your start of writing for a moment. You got your start writing after meeting one of your lifelong idols, Kevin Smith. And anyone who doesn't know who Kevin Smith is, get out from under the rock you've been living under. Go watch Clerks, Clerks 2, Chasing Amy, Mallrats, Dogma, others that I can't think of right now. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yep. Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Yeah, the reboot with the hand. So
Yoga Hosers. Well, not Yoga Hosers. You don't have to worry about Yoga Hosers. Don't do that one.
Yeah, no, don't do that one. But he has many movies you can go see that are all relevant and with that generation's humor. So a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh my God!" But that's how it was. That's how we were back then. So you met him though. You met him. How did that happen?
So, in 2022, my best friend gave me tickets for my birthday to MegaCon, and it was for all 4 days. And this is going to be a story and a half, Nick. So I'm glad you're sitting down to this. I'm glad you're sitting down because I love telling this story because of what happened, the ordeal I went through, and what happened, and is the genesis of my creative outlets. So I went for 4 days at MegaCon in 2022. Thursday, I got a poster of Clerks, the original, my favorite movie of all time. So I was like, they're all here for Clerks 3. So I'm like, perfect. I got the main characters. And Kevin Smith is there. I have everybody I need. So I got it on Thursday evening when the con opened. Friday rolls around. Only 2 people are there so far. Actually, 3. I got Dante, and I got Randall, and then I got Jason Mewes. Perfectly fine. Love it. Now I'm waiting for the man himself. I'm like, okay, he's only going to be here this weekend. I'll be happy to get up early, go and first thing I can, to sit in line for Kevin Smith.
Okay.
Now, I got in line when the con opened. Straight up rope dropped the con, if you will. And I stayed in line. And the line didn't move at all.
Never does.
No, because he didn't show up for the first half. And the nice line people who are managing the lines, like, we don't know where the fuck he is. Maybe you should come back later. And I'm like, no, I'm staying right the fuck here. I made friends in that line. And it got to the point where he finally did show up. Kevin Smith did show up, yay. And he was doing autographs and I don't know if you've been to MegaCon last couple of years, or if you have, and that the pictures are taken elsewhere, not where he does autographs.
Yeah.
So he's off doing camera work. I'm staying in line. And then they started having VIPs for the autographs form a line in front of us. And we're like, what the fuck are they here for? We've been here since fucking 9. They didn't move us forward. They moved us side to side. And eventually we somehow got in front of Brian O'Halloran, the guy who played Dante, his aisle. And he was looking at us like, the fuck y'all doing? And we're like, we're just waiting for Kevin. Like, holy shit, I didn't know Kevin was this popular. I'm like, me neither. And he and like another random line guy created a standstill, little thing, so we know who is going where for Kevin. Mind you, I have not gone now this damn line since 9 a.m. It's maybe 4 o'clock now. Now, at Saturday that year, they were doing Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, which is his Kevin Smith's podcast. And I'm like, I have tickets for Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, naturally, because I'm a fanboy. And so I'm like, how is he going to do both shows? What's going to happen? Well, the nice lady in the line that does the line control is like, well, at 6:15, we're going to grab Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith by the hand and take them upstairs to where they're recording. Okay, at 6:15, you're going to grab Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith by the hand and take them up to where they're recording. Yes. Yeah. At 6:15, we're going to grab Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith by the hand and take them up to the second floor where they're recording. Cool. I confirmed that. 6:15 rolled around. I don't see Kevin Smith. Look at my best friend, Adam. I said, we got tickets. They said they're going to drag him by the hand up at 6:15. Well, let's go upstairs. We go upstairs. That's a little bit before 6:15. I'll go into the little area where he's going to record the podcast live. 7 o'clock rolls around. I don't see him. 7:30. We just still don't see him. Fucking 7:45. Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith walk in. Goes, sorry guys, we were downstairs signing autographs for everybody. No, the nice lady said you're going to be taken by the hand at 6:15, dragged upstairs to the second floor where I am. Because that's what I did. I went at 6:15. So I'm like, all right, cool. I looked at my friend Adam. All right, I still had the poster with me the entire time, actually. I said, you know what? He usually does meet and greets after the show. We'll wait till after the show. Show ends, he fucking vanishes into the goddamn night. It's now almost 10:30 at night, and I'm like, wait, I don't have my autograph for Kevin Smith yet. I'm pissed. I walk back out to our car, and naturally it's raining. Because why not?
Always, yeah.
And then finally Sunday rolls down, last day of the con. Guess where I decided to immediately run to? I booked it right to Kevin Smith line. I'm standing right there. Again, I made friends in that line. I mean, my new friends there, seeing how they're doing. They're happy. They're a lot better than I am. I'm pissed. And and another line person is like, he's not coming back till 1. I said, fuck you. I'm falling for that again. I'm standing right the fuck here. Finally, we start about like 11:15 or so. The con's been open for about 2 or 3 hours on the final day. We finally get to where we see Kevin Smith. We physically see the man. And I'm like, you know what? I just want to grab his I look at my friend Adam. So I just want to get the autograph. Tell him how much films mean to me. Shake his hand. Thank him. be on my merry way, and maybe we'll get some good comic books on the way out. You know, that's what I'm thinking. That's what we all usually think when we're at a con. I go up to this man. I finally see him. Oh, Kevin, I love you so much. You mean the world to me. You're so awesome. Oh my God, please shake my hand. Please stop. Bawling my fucking eyes out, crying, saying my dream is to have you yes, I'm stuttering. My dream is to have you to direct a film I wrote. And now Kevin is so nice, but he's staring at me half stoned, and he's like, "Awesome, man. You want an autograph?" Yes. And he's like, "Cool. What's your name?" I fanboyed and cried so hard, Nick. I forgot my own fucking name to my hero. I had to look at my best friend who was patiently waiting in line, who didn't buy a ticket for himself to meet Kevin Smith. He's just staying in here, hanging out with me the whole fucking weekend for no reason. And I looked at him, I said, "What's my name?" And thankfully, my friend looks at Kevin Smith and go, "His name is Wes." And he wrote, "Wes, I heart you." And that was his autograph. And I'm bawling my eyes out as I'm walking away, shake his hand one more time. And I called my wife, crying. My new friends, who I still talk to, all gave me hugs afterwards, and "You did a good job." I said, "No, I fucking didn't." I cried my goddamn eyes out. So ever since then, my goal is to write something so good that Kevin Smith wants to direct it, or honestly, to where I can be someone's Kevin Smith. I want to be on the other side of the table, and I want someone to come up to me, love something that I wrote that they identified with, and it was a whole personality to them. That is what I want to do, because I fanboyed and cried myself as a writer. In fact, that's actually the dedication in my book, is to Kevin Smith, the man who made me cry so hard I became a writer.
Well,
and
if there is a proper dedication in a first book, I think that qualifies, starting a whole career because you met one man, I think is a proper way to, dedicate your first book. But yep. I do know that MegaCon is not your only Orlando con that you like to do.
Nope.
You also frequent Scaradise, from what I understand.
Scaradise, I occasionally go over there. Spooky Empire, because it's a lot closer. I'm actually I'm not going as a guest, I'm going as a fan. I will actually be hanging out with a fellow indie author, P.D. Altair, who writes horror. He's never been to a con like this, and I'm like, "Bro, you want to go?" And he's like, "Oh, let's go." He's like, "I'll go if you go with me, and we can do recon together." And I'm like, "So you want me to go to a con I would normally want to go to anyways, where I can meet Brad Dourif, Chucky, where I can meet Robert England, and hang out with an awesome writer who I am actually a fan of. I was a fan of his before I actually started hanging out with him, and one of his books actually gave me nightmares. I loved it so much. So I'm like, fuck yes, let's hang out. I would love to hang out with you, PD.
Sure. That sounds fun. So you're going to be there at the end of May.
Yep, 29th to 31st. I haven't finalized which day he wants to, partake in, but I'm definitely going to be hitting it up.
I do know that every year Spooky Empire has their mid-year show. Most of the time it's in May for their mid-year mayhem. And of course, every year in October as well. If you get a chance, hop on over to the vendor room and come say hi. I'll have my booth in Artist Alley this year.
I did see that you're. Oh, Ellie's going to be there. Hell yeah.
No. Artist Alley. I'll be in Artist
Alley. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Who was I thinking of?
I normally have a vendor booth, but I'll be there in Artist Alley. So come on and say hey and stuff. It'll be nice to meet in person. And anyone else who's listening, come on down. If this airs after the end of May, I'll be there again in October, but I'll have a full-size vendor booth. So it'll be fun times.
Hard to miss.
But yeah, no, Scaredice and Spooky Empire are just wonderful shows. Scaredice always has like that Scream kind of motif going to it because I know the showrunner loves Scream and is a big fan of the movies. So they have,
How can you not be?
yes, they have like Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard there all the time. They had David Arquette there this last time and stuff. It was a huge kind of reunion and stuff.
They had Spencer Chavez from Ice Nine Kills there too.
Oh, he's always there. He is
I know.
always, yeah.
Ice Nine Kills is honestly my favorite band right now. I love them.
He's a regular there. They're very talented, not quite my style of music, but they're very talented, and I can definitely understand from an objective point of view why people would like them. Even subjective, just not my subject matter. His vocals are too pretty for me. His vocals are too pretty.
Okay, I could dig that. That's why I love Work of Art, because the backup vocals has that, that deathcore to it.
Like one of the only bands I can listen to who has very pretty vocals like that. When I say pretty, I do mean clean. Dream Theater, and with their original singer.
Okay.
With their very first singer and their first few albums, like Images and Words and stuff like that. Absolutely loved them. The music in Ice Nine Kills is absolutely phenomenal. The lyrics are great. Again, for me personally, you know what I'm saying? I like.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Hey, when I was a young man, I was strictly death metal, so I totally get that, man. I totally get that. Although the lyrics for one of their songs by Ice Nine Kills has always irritated me. I mean, it's coming from a fan. I love it. If you ever listen to Hip to Be Scared, it is reference. Of course, it's all about American Psycho.
Yeah.
Now, in American Psycho, they're all about reservations. So why is the chorus to hell with good intentions, so hell is where I go, where devil makes exceptions for American Psycho? Shouldn't it be to hell with good intentions, to hell is where I go, for where the devil makes reservations for American Psycho? I mean, the whole point Patrick Bateman was trying to get a reservation. So wouldn't that make more sense? That's just me, though.
It's a song. You have to let it, kind of go with, the what is suspended disbelief sometimes, and just kind of go with it. It fits the words, it fits the music, and he's making money off it.
Hey, if we all could be so lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I still listen to it. I still jam out to it. As I said, Ink is my favorite band right now. So this is just some boring white guy in Florida. What the fuck do I know?
A lot of Ice Nine Kills fans over at Scaredice always see the shirts running around, and I know he's running around the show too. He frequents various booths and just kind of makes his rounds and stuff like that. And everyone says, I've never had the chance to meet him, but everyone says he's a very nice guy, kind of down to earth, and just kind of he isn't full of himself or anything like that, which is always nice,
That's always to hear. That's good to hear, man.
When the people do that. I am looking forward, though, to doing Spooky Empire. It's a great show, and I believe they are having Robert Englund back. He's been there a few times since I've been doing the show, and so I think it'll be nice. In your books, speaking of which, bringing it back to there, my awesome segues that are absolutely the worst in the world. In your book, now you mentioned the theme parks. Does the character go to any conventions, or is he not scoping that scene?
Actually, not in this book. In book 3, he actually is at a convention, and it's actually very vital to the plot and what's happening.
But now you're working on book 2 still with the editor, so the book 2's done with the editor, waiting on the notes from that, and you're already writing book 3. Okay.
No, book 3 is already done. So book 3. So I'm actually writing on the 4th and final book right now. Book 1 is set. I'll walk you right through all this. Don't worry. So book 1, Unbalanced and Unprepared, is coming out. Is signed, sealed, delivered, edited, everything ready for release June 2nd everywhere. So June 2nd, prepare for the entry your Unhinged era. Then in November is book 2, Unbalanced and Unemployed. That is currently in the hands of the editor right now. She said she'll be done with it by mid-June to early July, so I'll get that, doing all that fun dance. Book 3 is Unbalanced and Uncharted. That is scheduled for release next May. And that is where honestly where he goes to the a convention. Actually, that's where he steps out of Orlando and goes to New Orleans.
Okay.
So that is a huge thing. That is already done, sent over to the editor, waiting for her to take her mosey old time on there. But we got time. And now I'm working on the 4th and final Unbalanced and Unhinged. And that is due out. It's due in the hands of the editor by the end of the year, and it's going to be due out to you fine folks in internet land next November.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
Yep.
And that's
So I
the
got
4th and final, you said.
Yes, I pushed for 5. Publisher said 4. I'm like, okay. So I'm basically condensing the last 2 of all the storylines together. I have a great ending, and it's actually going to segue perfectly to my next series, a trilogy that's coming out in February of 28.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I'm more than happy to. It's called the Anxious Millennial Trilogy. It is about a guy in his who's a millennial, in his 30s, who delivers the food to the god Dionysus, accidentally becomes his champion, and now he has to recreate the 12 Libras Hercules.
Very interesting.
That happens. Yep. And so the first one due out next in February of 28. That is going to be called Anxious Millennial Champion. That is done. That is in the hands of the editor, but the schedule got kind of changed up because the publisher wanted the Unbound saga to finish first, so that got pushed back. When I'm finished with Damien 4, the Unhinged, I'll be working on the final 2 installments of the Anxious Millennial Trilogy.
So you have your work lined up for you and set for a while now, which is really nice.
It is, and this is not even including my other projects that I have started on but are not signed, because on how unhinged and wild they are, that I want to try shopping them out, see how big it actually gets.
Well, now I have a question for you. Speaking of side projects, because in the info that I get, it said you're a former filmmaker, but then you said you want to still write a script that hopefully would be directable by Kevin Smith or whatever. And so are you still working in film of sorts, or is that on hold so you can write the books?
I have more success in writing books, so I'm doing books. If Kevin Smith came up and said, Wes, I want you to write me a script, whether it be in the View Askew verse or if it's completely original, I will drop everything I have right now and do everything and throw my entire energy into that. But until then, I haven't written a script in over a year. I did a short film based off not short. I didn't actually go anywhere, but I did a short script based off a short story I wrote last year that when it was in a magazine. But I haven't put much thought into film since. But if the project is right, the director is right, and I actually get paid, then let's talk Hollywood.
Yeah, no, definitely the way it goes.
But yeah, right. I'm strictly thinking, publishing. I've found more success. I found more joy. I found more friends. So I'm staying a little more true to the publishing side. But I do keep abreast the information on what's happening in Hollywood with filmmaking. I still have friends, and I'm sure you know about OIF and the local. I still have friends who still do it. I have friends who are who probably be like, "Hey, Wes, I'll take a script from you," and I'll be like, "Sure, I got a 15-pager right here for you. Take it, and I don't care what you do with it."
Very nice. And sometimes it's the best way to get things out there is to just give them away and see what people do with them.
Yep.
Especially if it's an area that's not your main center of focus, like say the publishing industry and it's film here. Take the script, do something with it, and we'll talk later. No, that is a very nice thing to do. So you have you have the Unbalanced series, and then you have the Anxious Millennial series.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other stories ruminating in your head for other novels past that second series, or are you waiting?
Oh, I'm 55,000 words into a Damien adjacent series. So it's set in Orlando. Most all my stories are going to be set in Orlando. Because you got to write what you know. But it's not directly affecting Damien. It's like a couple of years after the events of the Unbound saga ends. So I have that. That one is actually, I think there's a great place to explain it. This one, I was actually hesitant on finishing until I'll tell you what, tell the whole story about it because why not? So this one is about a concierge who works for a supernatural hotel, 5-star resort, 5 diamond, basically 4 seasons with vampires. And so he, as a concierge, and concierge in general, you don't say no to the guest. You always find a way. So he is given a task that is highly immoral, definitely illegal, and is should rub against him but he still does it anyways. But he knows it's the wrong thing to do. So it's basically him trying to obtain this request and skirt everything around it. I was very hesitant on writing it. Like I said, I'm already at 55,000 words, and I want to continue it. I was kind of reason I was hesitant on it is because it's about vampires and other monsters eating children, and I'm like, man, I don't really want to do that. And then then of course we all know certain files came out, and it's like, oh shit, I really don't want to do that. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, you know, I'm pretty sure that's what they thought about Animal Farm. I really don't think I should talk about that, but here we are. And I'm like, you know, I don't say it's humans doing it. I'm saying monsters are actually doing it. So that kind of creates an allegory. And I'm like, cool. I think I'm creating the Animal Farm of my generation. And I'm like, okay, why not? So when I'm done with Damien and Parker, I will be finishing that story and see what happens, see who bites for that.
Very nice.
And I have other non-controversial ones. I have a couple spin-offs in the works.
Hey, controversy sometimes isn't a bad thing, you know. You gotta write what's in your head.
Yep.
But that said, for everybody listening, where can we find you? Where can we find you? Follow you online, get your books and everything.
Okay, follow me online. Cool. I was gonna say, I mean, if you're see me in Orlando, come say hi. I usually find me at Stardust videos on the second Wednesday of every month with writers of Central Florida and thereabouts for their open mind nights. I usually go there to support people and read random things I've written. But I have other events as well. But online, you can find me on Book of Faces, on the TikTok, on Instagram, and Blue Sky. Basically, search West Cambron. I'm the only West Cambron in existence right now.
Well, that works then. If you're the only one, it's very unique then. In fact, that is the definition.
That's why I told my father. He named me after me. I said, you know, there can only be one. And now here I am.
Well, I do want to thank you for joining us and telling us all about your books and sharing your love of all things Orlando and Unhinged. But for everyone listening, thank you all for joining in and tuning in. Follow us on all of these social medias. And if you're in Orlando on a Wednesday, see if you can catch him over at Stardust Video. But buy his books on first book comes out on June 2nd. So it will probably be out by the time this airs. But give him a follow.
Yep.
Check
and
out
I'll be hosting a party.
Yeah. And just remember,
I'll be hosting the release party in over in Cocoa Beach.
Wow, when's the release party?
June 2nd from noon to 4 at Skull and Books VR in Cocoa Beach, Florida. So okay. I'll be signing my books. I'll be signing any books you give me, even if it's not mine. You'll get free swag, and you're on the beach. So it's a great beach read. And then after that, you have to wait till September to see me because I'll be over at Necronomicon.
Oh, very nice. Yes. And anyone who doesn't know Necronomicon, that is one of the oldest running conventions in the Tampa area, over 40 years now. So give them a shout out if you're in the area during their season. But thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, everybody, for listening. And until then, remember, it costs nothing to be kind. Wes, stick around. Everyone else, have a wonderful day. See you soon.
Thank you for listening to Drinking with Authors. Join us next time for another fun conversation with an author over drinks.